you guys have a kiosk room where someone is working a asset desk.
So this is one thing that we're kind of using the system in maybe a unique way. I don't know if anybody else is doing this yet, where we're using it not just to check out items, but also to designate storage space. So we're using the asset manager kiosk, but instead of giving tools or giving those assets across the desk to somebody else, what we're doing is we're taking a barcode that we can clip onto any of our storage shelves, and we're scanning that and assigning that storage location to the guest. We're here on a college campus. Half of our user base is living in the dorms, so they're midway through a big project. They normally can't take it home with them on the bus or fit it in their room. So we give them a little bit of storage space, and it's really flexible this way because, since I can do these as hanging clips, like, do you need the whole shelf? Do you need 3 shelves? What do you need? And then we can just have that single asset of, purple number 10 as our storage location as an item that lives in grit. And the nice thing is we have, our goal is that these are ever rotating. I don't want this to just be somebody's dumping ground. So we can say that the checkout duration, we allow for 2 weeks. So you get 14 days. And at the end of that time, all you need to do is check it out and check it back in. So like you're making progress on your project. But we can see when things are overdue. So Grit will, spit out that information of, this one's been sitting here for a month and nobody's touched it. And I can jump in and get that person's email address and say, hey, come get your stuff. It's been sitting too long.
So the asset management, being able to create a template that's, here are tangible assets, or here's a shelf space rental or a room within the system. Awesome.
And then, of course, we also use it. We also then use it for all of our tool checkout within the same system.
Which we can go check that out too.
So we've got our sign-on kiosk here, and then over here we've got our asset tracker. This is where guests can come up and say, I want a screwdriver, I want a drill, all those sort of hand tools. We tried having some of these just out and accessible, and some of them we still do. But we also saw a lot of those tools walking off, a lot of those tools getting misused or being used by people like. If all you've got is a drill and you need a hammer, all of a sudden you're using my drill as a hammer.
Sometimes a chisel is the best flathead screwdriver.
It's not fun for the people who sharpen them though. So we have our asset tracker kiosk here. The same staff member who's running the check-in station is also running this. And then for us, they're also running point of sale. They're sort of just doing all the front desk.
The front of house person.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
We have all of our tools arrayed over here. And then all of them we put on barcode stickers. We get some options, so we got just barcode stickers on every item.
In terms of those stickers, did you purchase like an array or the sample pack? Because they have all sorts of different styles. Or did you just go with like one of them?
So I found a style that I liked that worked pretty well. It's a conforming metal sticker.
Gotcha.
Some tools it hasn't worked perfectly on, but we also have a lot of tools and a lot of options. So there are some items where we've printed our own. There are some items where we've actually engraved it using our laser cutters. So
that's cool.
We get some great options. The thing I liked about the stickers that I purchased was they're already sequential numbered. So for databasing when we're creating that initial profile, it's really fast and easy.
Setting up in the system.
So the process for this is very similar to sign in. The first thing the guest is going to do is just come up and say, hey, I want a pair of vice grips. We grab a pair of vice grips with the barcode on it, and then we come over to the asset tracker system. Here, they're going to present us with their grit card, and we can do it in multiple ways. So we can either tap their grit card first, or we can scan the tool first. Scan the tool, and then that brings up, here we have our large curved jaw locking pliers.
It's nice when there's that, each of the assets has a picture.
Yeah, absolutely. So we get a picture of the asset, we get the name of the asset, lots of information on it. Then I can click the checkout button, and that's going to take us to a screen asking for the user. I can search, which is really handy if sometimes the guest forgot their grit card over at their table where they're working, or even sometimes if they haven't logged in yet. If they're the approved user, we can search their name and check things out really quickly that way. But if they've got their card, we just tap it, and there we go. It pulls them up. The other option is we can start with the user first. So we can tap the grit card first, and then start to add tools that they want to check out.
Kind of to a cart.
Exactly. So we
check
can
out.
check out multiple items because if you're grabbing a drill, you probably also want a box of bits or
And maybe a
drivers,
battery that
a
goes with it.
battery. Yeah. And then for check-in, the nice thing is we don't need them standing there. We just need the assets. We need the tools drop back on the counter, and then we can scan them each and check their status. This has been really helpful for me because we're open until 10 p.m. I don't work until 10 p.m. So my student staff members, if a box of drill bits comes back and is missing 3 of them, when they check that in, they're supposed to open it back up, see what's in there, and then they can mark in the notes. This one came back damaged. You're missing your 3/16 bit. And now when I come in on Monday, I've got a task list of, okay, I need to order some drill bits.
Yep.
And here's what sizes. I'm not having to open up every kit and check. I've got a note right there waiting for me.
Awesome. And you know who lost it?
Yep, I know who lost it or who broke it, and I can ask the question of like, hey, were you drilling metal with that brad point bit? 'Cause
Probably.
that's not great. Or was it just wear and tear? And,
That's it. With a spade.
Yeah. It's all about
Cool.
getting that
All right.
speed and speed right.
So this is great when you have someone that's like manning a kiosk desk.
Yeah.
So the other version is a long range antenna
Yeah.
that you can place over a space. Could be a doorway, and users come in, and because it's a long range antenna, it would read their grit card, and then as they exit the room, it can read another long range antenna on those assets, and automatically check it out to those people.
Okay.
And when they come back and return it, automatically checks back in.
Nice. Yeah, that would definitely be handy. Eliminate a lot of that work. Make it more self-service.
Absolutely. Show me how you guys are doing the electronics workbench. I know I've seen it here as well as some other schools.
Yeah, so
When you want to lock down the soldering irons and solder pots and oscilloscopes.
Well, and our power supply, we don't want somebody accidentally sending voltage when they're not ready to. So here we have all of this equipment is powered off of one power strip,
Okay.
but that power strip is what's connected through grit. So we're going to energize that whole power strip at once. Here we are using the allow inrush function. So basically, this allows everything to kick on when we first turn the system on, without it sensing that like, hey, it's actually
The tool
in
is
use.
running.
Because it's just obviously you turn on this much equipment at once, there's going to be some power going. So that allows us to bring it all up at the same time, and then once everything is up and running, then the guest who's tapped in can operate it. We have this one set for a timeout. I believe we're at about 30 minutes.
Okay.
At that point, they can either tap to continue,
Sure.
or they can walk away and they're done.
And it'll automatically shut
It's
off.
automatically shut off. It's going to start. Everything's going to start cooling back down, returning to a safe state.
Yep, with that setting of allow lock while running, so that, because typically grit's not going to turn off a tool
Yeah.
if it thinks that it's running.
Yeah.
But with that one setting, it will, and this
Yeah.
is
Well, and with
this is one of the
this-
good use cases of that
Yeah,
setting.
this equipment, unlike some of our computerized equipment where we're concerned about powering it down while it's running being bad for the machine,
Yeah.
or like our woodworking equipment where it can be hazardous to the user.
Absolutely.
This, you turn off a soldering iron while it's running, it's just going to start cooling down.
Yeah.
Turn it back on, it's going to start heating back up. So it's no real
So,
concern.
yeah,
on
that one's good. It's kind of like an escalator. You can turn it off, it's still stairs.
That's right.
You're gonna want to keep that.